Good evening, everybody. It's Thursday, the 20th of February at 11:30. Well, what do you know? I'm just about to do another video, and I look, and you know the one that didn't load, the 1 hour and 2 minutes, it's gone up. But here's the news. It's got a copyright strike against it, but that's okay, because I'm not even monetized, so it makes no difference to me whatsoever. So that's why it didn't go up. And I'm very, very happy about that. I'd sooner have a copyright strike from YouTube than a whole load of complaints and reports from the Sussex Squad, because they go en masse, and they really are hard to get through and get rid of. So a copyright's fine, and I know what it was. It was a little bit of the Vicar of Dibley, those of you that know it. Now look, this is mad now, so I can forget all the things I've been talking about. I want to show you the oh, you've probably seen that now. There we are. Meghan Markle Invictus bingo card. Now, I didn't do this, it wasn't me, but whoever it was, thank you. I'm sorry I didn't remember your name. How many of these did she do? Full body hugs, tick. Pulling Harry away, Mike Hoggin, beige. Pushing past Harry, talking to herself, that's a good one. Awkward dancing. Oh, and the seal clap. She did that on the back of the golf cart, didn't she? Inappropriate outfits. She ticked every box on that one. Now, I wanted to talk to you tonight about a silly thing, but those of you that know Tommy Robinson, in this country, at the moment he's in prison. What it's all boiling down to is our free speech in UK is being eroded, is being diminished, is being taken away. And Tommy Robinson, they say that he interfered with a court case regarding a grooming gang, which are paedophiles, raping young white girls, always white, and they're Pakistanis. So they said he interfered with a court case. That's not true. It didn't happen like that. In fact, I'd celebrate the day they put one of those men away. I don't think they've succeeded in jailing anybody so far. They're not interested. They want the votes. This is why they're doing all these things and courting migrants and encouraging them and giving them hotels. It's all about the votes. When they given their citizenship, I think it's the same in America. I think Donald Trump mentioned it, actually. In fact, I know he did. But that's the bottom line. And also, to keep them on side. So when you're in prison, you get sort of 3 meals a day. Well, you get a breakfast bag at your evening meal at 5 o'clock the night before. And in that breakfast bag is a miniature container of cereal or Rice Krispies or cornflakes, just one of those. You get a quarter pint of 250 ml, actually, half of long life milk, the UHT milk, ultra heat treated milk. You get 2 pieces of bread. You get 2 little sachets of margarine, but while I was there, they reduced it to 1. You get a bit of jam, a sachet of jam, 2 sachets of sugar, 4 tea bags. There's one other thing you get. No, that's it. The 2 pieces of bread is quite funny because in the morning when we were eating our breakfast, which we'd collected the night before at dinner, I'd hear people shouting, "Who's got the iron? Anybody got the iron? Can I have the iron next?" I was thinking, why do they're not the type, they don't press their clothes. And then I found out that the iron, they used to use it to make toast, and it works. You heat the iron up to as hot as it'll go, and then you put the toast on a flat surface, and then you put the iron on top of it. And believe it or not, apart from the little holes where the steam comes out, it's a perfect piece of toast. Bit flatter than normal bread, but it works. So I used to shout for the iron then. But anyway, that was your breakfast. Hot water was available in a geyser, which was in the common room. In fact, American prison was identical. I saw one American prison. It's identical to the ones in, they're very similar in every way. So, lunchtime then, you'd get a big piece of bread, a bread roll, a bread bun, a roll, as they call them. And that would be stuffed with some sort of filling like tuna and onion, coronation chicken. And then with that, you'd have a mug of soup. And that would be your lunch. And then for dinner at 5 o'clock, you'd have something like, it wasn't nice food. It was cheap and nasty. For breakfast, and they'd also give you a piece of fruit. That's right. They had to. And then during my stay there, they doubled the fruit. They halved the margarine and doubled the fruit, apparently for health reasons. They had to give us more vitamins. But anyway, evening meal was usually, there's nothing I can say that's nice about the evening meals. It was just horrible stuff, just horrible. They serve it to you in polystyrene containers. Now, the prisoners, occasionally they worked in, they work in the kitchen. It's quite a plum little job if you think about it. And Tommy Robinson, he would have his 3 meals a day, no problem. But he was afraid to take them and eat them because of because the Islams and the Muslims worked in the kitchen, and also, he was locked up for his own good. He was scared that his food would be poisoned or powdered glass put in it. I mean, you've got to, I think I'd be the same if I was Tommy Robinson. What they can do to your food in the kitchen is awful, and it would be delivered to him because he was in solitary, so they'd know which tray was his, and they could adulterate it. So he's not eating the prison food at all because he can't chance it. So what they've got in prison is a system, and they call it canteen, or commissary in America sometimes, but it's canteen. Once a week, you can order from a list like this. And they're very similar. American ones, British ones. There's not a lot of things. And I collected this for you, but that's an American one. But in Tommy's prison, they're allowing them to have tins of tuna. It was on here somewhere, under groceries, I think. Tins of tuna. They haven't got it. Anyway, he was ordering once a week 7 or 14 tins of tuna, or tins of mackerel, and packets of crisps. That was what he was living on because he didn't dare eat the prison food. And now last week, they've stopped his canteen. So he's got no choice unless he wants to starve. Then he's got to eat the prison food, which he could die from. That's a terrible thing to say, but I mean, it's true. They've also taken away or blocked his television. He's only got a telly in his cell from listening to the news channel, GB News. He's not allowed that. They've blocked his visitors and they've blocked his phone calls. So they're trying to break him, they are. And I hate it. It's going through me. But anyway, that explains why. I mean, a lot of people say, well, why can't he just eat the food from the prison? He dare not eat it from the prison. He's pretty much high on he speaks up against the grooming gangs and the Islam and all the things that America and Australia, that you all feel the same way about. He's the outspoken one. And in his youth, he was a little bit on the, not violent, but argumentative, aggressive, a thug mentality. But he's mellowed now, and he's learned you don't win by being like that. And so he's calmed down, but people still call him a thug and the far right. And somebody somewhere is trying to kill him. Tommy Robinson, his proper name is Stephen Lennon, like John Lennon. And I just feel so sorry for him. I just thought I'd explain. And of course, with the canteen, another thing is you can only order it once a week. And you can only order it if you've got enough money in your funds. Now, you can get your money from working, and you don't earn much, like 50 pence an hour I was earning. And or somebody can send it in for you. But I dare say that Tommy Robinson wouldn't have any problem with money on his canteen. He's just not allowed to order it. So there, that's the latest with him, the poor bugger. I do feel sorry for him. Right, let's have a little look here what we got. Oh, somebody said, she's not looking her best lately, is she, old Megan? What did they say? They said, oh, well, if she doesn't have any luck with this new as ever, she can rent out her forehead for a billboard advertising space or something like that. As you know, probably you've heard it already. The ER, there we are, the coat of arms of Mallorca, one of the towns in Mallorca, Porreres. I think those birds on there are either swallows or swifts, on the right-hand side one. I know hers are hummingbirds, and I know she's got more of a cartoon and more of an easy coat of arms, but I still think that, well, what was her name now? Citadel Canadell from Twitter. She said everything that she's done, every single thing that she's done, she's copied from somewhere or other. That as ever has come from, what was it now? Oh, that's right. By the way, Lilybet is 3. Lilybet is 3. Look at the size of those mitts, those hands. Look at the size, 3 years old. Really? Look at the size of her hands. That's Megan's playing games. But I think I said that now in the last video. I can't remember. Oh, here we are. That's Wally's little puppy. One of them, I don't know his name. Oh, look at that. That's one of my subscribers, Sandy South. That's her, I think it's her little girl. And that's a little puppy. Oh, he's got beautiful blue eyes. And then there's old Keir Starmer. Oh, my God, I can't stand him. I just can't stand him. What else was I going to talk about now? Captain Wales and the missed drug test. Prince Harry was almost leaving his... I don't know. Here we are. Prince Harry slept through the entire Camp Bastion attack. Oh, I can't stand him. Do you know? Oh, I know what this is.
From 2006.
Anybody else around here?
Harry can be heard using offensive and racist language while walking around this airport departure lounge with other officer cadets. The men were waiting to fly to Cyprus for training exercises.
Hello, little Packy friend.
In another clip, Harry can be heard using a derogatory term for another cadet wearing a headscarf.
You look like a raghead. Look at me.
The paper said the video was shot by other cadets and supplied to the newspaper.
If this was in the private sector or in any other walk of life.
Yeah, he called one of them a Packy and the other one a raghead, which is, I think, is shocking. Oh, by the way, I want to say thank you. I've hidden the second half of your name, Darla, because it's quite an unusual name, and you know the Sussex Squad go through all my videos with a fine-tooth comb. I really don't need any money on it. Well, I won't say I don't need it, because it's been hard at the moment, because it's bloody freezing over here, and I've had the heating on, and the bills are in, well, it's 172 a month. That's what I got. Oh, anyway, thank you very much, Darla, and also thank you to, I did say thank you to the lady yesterday, didn't I? Yes, I did. I put a sign up in the thing. I please don't think that I'm doing this for other people to do. No way. We're all in, and she says a little something. It was loads. It wasn't a little something at all. It was loads. And thank you very, very much. But you know, we're all in the same boat at the moment, and it's going to take a while before even America gets back on its feet again. But did you see what, is it called Doge? Do you know what they've discovered? You see all those figures down the bottom there? Those are age. That's the age. Forget the Biden voters. That's neither here nor there. Close to 20 million people over the age of 100 are, collecting Social Security, when current records show there's only 100,000 people over the age of 100 in America. So there's 20 million people. The part that is in red there. And Donald Trump had a press meeting and he read them all out and how much money had been given to them. Like 120 to 129. They've sucked up 3,472,000 of taxpayers' money. No, they don't exist. This isn't a miracle like Mother Teresa. No, they don't exist. What has happened is they've died, yet people have still carried on collecting their pension and nobody has bothered to check. Or maybe they have checked and they want to leave it as it is because it's a lot of money. A lot of money. 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 17 million, 18. It's got to be over 20, 25 million pounds has been going, don't know where. But it's wrong, isn't it? And this is what's going on. I'm sure it's going on in every blinking country. I'm sure of it. Anyway, it's been found. Have a look at this. Now, I got this from, I think it was Megan's Mole. I'm not quite sure. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, that was the Invictus Games. Top picture. Invictus Games in 2014. And the bottom one is the Invictus Games in 2025. And anybody with half a brain and a cork eye can see the difference, can't they? And I blame that entirely on Harry. And again, Meghan, she hasn't got a clue how to run a business. Let me see if I can find that what's her name now? Canel Citadel. X. There. Who would you pick as the next James Bond? Is this guy, I don't know if you know him, he's got a nutty account. That's his picture. I think he's just a deliberate, he's a joke, he is. But he said, Jeff, because Jeff Bezos asking, who do you want to be the next James Bond? He says, Jeff, I'm interested. Please DM me if you'd like to discuss further. Right, let me show you another account now I want you to see. Canel Citadel, is it K-A-N-N-E-L-L? Something like this. No. Oh, I can't remember her name now. Let me try the pan. Oh, anyway. Maybe I should spend a bit more time. I won't bother now. But, oh, there's so much going on. LGBT or queer reach an all-time high. 9.3% of Americans. I don't know how they would have managed if they were born in the 50s or the 60s. Good grief. I don't believe it. I think it's a trend. I do. And I think out of those 9.3%, I reckon 90% of the 9.3 would be under the age of 20, because it's easy to follow a trend if you want to be popular, if you're a bit on the shy side. You see, and they think, especially lonely people. I'm not saying that I would do it. I know I get lonely from time to time, but I'm blowed if I'm going to join some LGBT just for company. Oh, God, no. No, but I think some people do. And I think some people are not mature enough in the head. Right, meanwhile, I think we got to talk about good old... this woman, Stacey. Doge finds 2 billion in taxpayers' money earmarked for Stacey Abrams' group. 2 billion. That's a billion is a million or 1,000 million. Oh, it's too much. Anyway, when she joined her political party, whichever one it is, I don't even know, she had $200 in the bank. Yeah. Here we are, failed candidate, was in debt 3 years ago and is now worth more than 3 million. Shocking, since losing the election. I tell you what, it's a good job you've got somebody now looking. And you know, one thing I will say about, he's not going to steal any money or fiddle the books or put money away to build a house in the Hamptons. Why? He doesn't need to. Those are the people that you need in charge of the money. People that really don't want any. They don't need it. You know, they won't get greedy. So it's a good job that those sort of people now are in charge of your money, your taxes, and they're saving millions every day. Of course, America's big, and you've got a debt too of quite a few, 30 trillion, I think. But it's okay. It's okay. You've got so much assets under your ground, you know, and things which I just can't believe. I think that the country wasn't getting run very well for the last 4 years and before Trump. At the moment, I mean, last time Trump was in, he wasn't perfect, but I think he's grown a lot and he's got a lot more wisdom now than he had before. And J.D. Vance's speech in Munich was, oh God, I cried, I did, because it was like I'm drowning in a river of all this misery and stuff, and then somebody at least doesn't save me exactly, but stands up and says, hey, there's somebody there that needs help. And that's what he did for Britain. He said, you know, we're having our human rights stripped away by the minute, by the day. Keir Starmer, he's got a speech impediment, I think. I can't stand... There's 2 people currently, well, 3, who I can't stand their voices. And I know I shouldn't be rude because they can't help it. One is Keir Starmer. He sounds like that all the time. You know, like that. Like, he's got his nose blocked or something. The other one is Harry, who talks like from the back of the throat like that. And then you've got the vocal fry from Meghan. Oh, yes. Those 3. I didn't do a very good impression, but anyway. So there's the mayor of the Mallorca town where they've stole her. Oh, poor thing. Siska Mora, the mayoress of Pereiras. God love her, I hope she wins. They said she hasn't got enough money to sue Meghan, which is, as it always says. There we are. And Mark Kolsky, who owns the rights to As Ever, he's thanking everybody. Oh, look at her. Do you know, she just takes things. She hasn't got a clue, really. She hasn't got a clue on anything. Her ego is writing checks that her talent cannot cash. That's when I heard about Meghan today. Anyway, I'm going to close it now because you've got another one to get through. I'm ever so sorry I've given you so much, but I'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much for being with me. I'll see you soon. Cheerio!